Hey guys, last week I was talking about how when you get those anxious thoughts and when you get the frustration of life and the different things, go take it and pray to God. And I said I was at peace with all that, everything that was going on. But I will say this past week, I really haven't been at peace. There are some times I've been really depressed, really frustrated, really anxious. And as I said last week, I'll go ahead and take that to God in prayer, and I absolutely did. And there are times I had some yelling moments with him. I was never mad at him. It's not his fault, but the different frustration and things that happen in life do occur. And so I wanted to come and I wanted to stand here at the moment of where Caleb actually crashed his bike because he was coming down this hill right here and going through this tunnel. And as he came down that hill, he started to get these anxious thoughts that his brakes were not going to work. And because he had those anxious thoughts that his brakes were not going to work, well, he crashed. Well, one thing that I've learned this week through the frustrations, the difficulties of that life brings you sometimes, and I got this from my son, Kobe, and I thank him so much for his words that he gave to me. He said that very often in life we concentrate on the ants, and ants stand for anxious, negative thoughts. How often in our life are we so caught up on the anxious, negative thoughts? I will tell you this week, it's exactly what I was doing. I was taking everything and making it negative. I was making little anthills into mountains. I was causing myself so much stress that it caused me like a deep depression and frustration, and it was all because I should have stopped. I should have just been more positive and not have these ants. And it kind of reminds me of the old children's song, "The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah." Well, it's amazing how one little ant happens, and then two, and then it gets up to 10, and who knows how many ants are starting marching along, and it's just creating you too much stress and frustration. And I pray that if you're in a situation like that, don't let the ants get to you. He mentioned, Kobe mentioned that we got to look for more of the sweeter things in life. And it reminded me of what Philippians chapter 4 says. And I'd like to read that for you. In Philippians chapter 4, beginning at verse 8, it says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Don't get caught up in the ants. Look to God's word. And you know what? Sometimes God's word, you know it. I knew and trusted in God. I understood that this whole week. But sometimes it's difficult to understand exactly what that means. But it really is true. Don't get caught up in the ants. No, think of these things. What God tells you to think of. Doesn't mean the bad stuff's going to stop happening. It may never stop. But at least we can understand and trust God through those difficulties. So stop the ants marching and look to God's word. And I hope that helps you for today. All right, blessings on your day. You guys have a wonderful day.